Hello, this is Shanker Adawal, and in my series of my experiences in astrology, I'm giving you tips which you can use and try to see. One of the very important combination which is always discussed is Saturn and Venus. I've always seen that this combination of Saturn and Venus does good. It is a very good combination to have, and in this case, basically, it will give you whatever it doesn't give you what you desire, but you'll have all the luxuries of life, whether they are inherited, whether they're given by somebody, or whatever it happens. It gives you a lucky life. Saturn and Venus are friends, and they are good. It is always seen that Saturn will help Venus, and it is said, and I've seen that Venus is the eyes of Saturn, and Saturn will always help Venus. I've also seen that wherever Venus is, Venus is placed, it will have an impact of Saturn. Venus will have an impact of Saturn, and vice versa. Even if they're not together, they will have an impact amongst each other, and it's always good in terms of Brihunadi system, where you rotate Venus and get it back to Saturn, so you get an idea of what will be the life of a person. And in this case, I've seen that Venus has to be rotated back. You don't rotate it front. If Venus is in, let's say, the ninth house, it's in say 11th house, and Saturn is in 10th house, bring it to 10th house from 11th to 10th, so it will have the energy of 11th coming to 10th. It will carry the energy of the houses when it meets Saturn. So Saturn and Venus together make a good combination, but they're not always positive. They could be also negative, depending on if Saturn and Venus are placed separately. Whenever Saturn and Venus are together, and you have Ketu and Mars together, then you have a very, very good life. Ash karo. It's a good life where you enjoy your life. It's Mars and Ketu together with Saturn and Venus. You should have both the combinations, and in a lot of horoscopes I've seen that whenever Saturn and Venus are together, Mars and Ketu are also together, and in that case a person actually leads a very good life, and especially the life after 52 is a life full of luxuries and action. That is that is the key of whole key to the whole thing. I've also seen that in the case of Saturn and Venus, whenever it is good, say out of 10, there are planets. Let's say 7 points are given to Saturn and Venus. When it is good, then Venus contributes 40%. Venus, we all know, denotes a lot of things which I will not repeat. So all those things come in a good measure to the extent of 40%, and supported by Saturn. So it becomes better. And whenever Saturn and Venus are together in a good house, especially aspected by Jupiter, it becomes a excellent thing to have. And in that case, even Ketu, even Budh, Mercury, which is a planet which is one of the most dangerous planets in Nadi system, and Mercury is like Rahu, but it has a face, but it changes moods. It is characterized as a eunuch. It is characterized as a small boy. It is characterized for everything which is big, a lot of space. So it can do a lot of destruction as well as construction. So whenever Saturn and Venus are together, even Budh does not do its negativity, and Ketu also does not do its great negativity. Ketu is a very important planet for happiness. If you have to see general happiness, then you have to see Ketu. Whenever Saturn and Venus are together and they're respected by Jupiter, it puts the horoscope on a different level altogether. And this is one thing which you should always keep in mind. Also that Venus is always impacted by Saturn. Saturn always helps Venus. So whenever Venus is there, it will have the impact of Saturn, and not really vice versa. Venus will also help. Venus is the eyes. If Saturn is the body, Venus is the eyes. So the eyes are most important, and they make you enjoy life, see life, and lead life. So the good and bad is like that. But the bad part of it is that whenever Saturn, Venus, and you have Sun opposite to it, then you may earn a lot of money, but your money is either taken by people or you spend it on the wrong things. You send it and you may become a builder, but make the wrong decisions in the business of property and become paupers. You may make some property and give it to your relations, and they may take it. So Saturn Venus opposite Surya is not good. Surya means the sun is not good, and it creates very negative impact, only to the extent that it may let you afloat. Because however bad Venus may become, Saturn tries to help Venus to the extent of 30%. So out of a figure of 10, in Saturn and Venus are together, 4 is Venus, Venus is the eyes, 3 is Saturn, Saturn is the body, which always helps the eyes to see the good things of life. It circulates your blood, you should remember it like that. And the rest part of it is when Saturn and Venus are together and placed well, Buddha becomes very well. It should not be aspected by Sun, because Sun or Moon, these are two planets which create a lot of havoc for this combination. And Saturn and Venus together when not aspected by Sun and Moon. Aspect in my case would be 5th, 9th, 7th, 2nd, 12th. So these are the important aspects which are there. So these are not there with Sun and Moon. Then Saturn and Venus is bound to give good results. In fact, if Saturn and Venus is there in the 10th house, and you have Jupiter in the 6th house, your Saturn and Venus in the 12th house, your Jupiter in the 6th house, Saturn and Venus in the 9th house, and Jupiter in the 5th house, I would say that even a person, even if a girl is born to a place where a lady does prostitution, the name of the father is not known, even that lady would come up well in life and do well in life as she progresses. So that is the power of Saturn and Venus when it is aspected by Jupiter. End of the day, Jupiter and Venus both are gurus. But remember one thing, when Saturn and Venus are bad, then they make you a pauper. Even your father may be whenever it is aspected by Sun, your father may be a person who may be even worse than what you are. That kind of thing it would give. But this is it for Saturn and Venus as a combination. I've talked about the importance of the combination. Venus is the eyes of Saturn. Wherever Venus is there, it will have the impact of Saturn. To see the impact of the Saturn, you rotate Venus at the back, take it backwards, don't take it front, and then see what are the energies, which is the house energy which it takes. Like suppose it is you have Venus in the 10th house and Saturn in the 7th house, then Venus will travel 9th and 8th house to reach the 7th house. So it will have the energies of 9th and 8th house, positive and negative energies before it reaches the 7th house. Aspect of Jupiter is always good, and it's absolutely very good whenever Saturn and Venus are aspected by Jupiter, especially in the 9th house and the 12th house, and if Jupiter in the 6th house or your Jupiter in the 5th house. So there's a 7th aspect and a 5th aspect there. So that is something which is you can relish, and it can make you rise from a very of levels which you're born into much greater heights and levels. Saturn and Venus together makes Mercury your friend, Mars and Ketu together, and Saturn and Venus together again puts the horoscope on a different realm, where if some kind of puja part, religiosity is maintained, it again increases multifold the power of the horoscope. So that is it on my thought on Saturn and Venus together and its impact, which is there. Saturn and Venus in the first house, especially if it has Surya and Rahu there, it is not good. They create problems with profession, health, yourself, because the first house, if suppose it's Aries, irrespective of the sign, it is debilitated. So, it creates its own issue. Saturn is not strong, though what will it help Venus? Saturn and Venus in the second house will make you a person who is relaxed in life, but being relaxed in life, being easy, you get everything what you want. Either you get it from yourself, from your past, or you'll have people supporting you, which is there. Saturn and Venus in the third house will again make you work very hard, and but it will give you the results and the fruits which is there, and you could be in the industry of modeling, fashion, luxury, design, those kinds of industry. You have to see the Desh Kal Patra and then only speak about it. So on and so forth. I will also explain you about the other houses in my later horoscopes. The video is already 9 minutes, so I think I should close it. To know more about me, you can go to my website shankerstudy.com, Shanker with E, S-H-N-K-E-R, study.com, and you would come to know a lot about me in terms of my research, my books. I will be coming out in Deepavali with another book, which is a rare book. I mean, at the moment I'm reading the very rare books which were actually destroyed by the Mughals and the Britishers. Then some of them were translated in other languages, Persian languages, etc., which are there. So, I'm trying to look into them, what are the secrets, because we've got a missing link there. So that's been my research which I'm doing these days. And with this, I end the video. I hope you like the studies and my tips on astrology, my research on astrology, and apply them, and do let me know. Thanks, and bye for now. Thank you very much.